Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Live at 5 and this beautiful Thursday evening here in Vancouver, Washington. So I'm going to go through a couple of situations that have come up this week, okay? And they are number heavy, which means you might want a whiteboard or just contact me afterwards and I'll be happy to send you some details. But let's talk about a few things. One is refining. Why should you refi now, and what does that really mean for you if you were to refi now? So if you are in an FHA loan, especially mortgage insurance, right? Mortgage insurance is going to it's not going to fall off. So you could own 50% of your home and still be paying an extra couple $100 a month due to mortgage insurance. So talk with your lender right now and find out what would happen if you were to refinance your home. Will it be a little bit lower payments? And if it is, if you're moving from an FHA to a conventional loan, then what happens is even if you don't have 20% equity in the home right now, so you can't get rid of your mortgage insurance, the reality is that you've already got a really low rate because rates are low. You're now in a conventional loan. So many people start out in an FHA loan. And so you just pay attention and ask your real estate agent as, a year or two go by, hey, what is my home comp for now? And when it comps at a place where you have enough equity, go ahead and send it back to your servicer and see if you can get that mortgage insurance gone. That's going to save you a couple $100, and you're going to be you're going to be in a lower amount anyway because rates are so low. So you definitely want to start with finding out about that. The other thing is, just a second. I didn't say don't come on here. The other thing is with that is I'm personally refinancing right now. And if you're going to be refinancing, hi Sandra, I don't know how it says bring them on camera. I'm going to try something. You might be with me. I don't know. I've never done that before. But Sandra might be here. Sandra and I have these conversations all the time, talking about different clients and what's best for them. And one of the things we're talking about right now is I've had people say, hey, should I refinance right now? Should I do this? Now, we're not lenders. And yet we hear about lending and strategizing all the time because of who we're dealing with, right? Homeowners, buyers, investors. And one of the things is if you hear real estate agents and lenders themselves who are refinancing right now, that's a good clue that I should pay attention. Maybe I better go talk to my lender and find out, hey, what would my rates be and how much would it drop? And what you're looking for is if you have a $400,000 loan, let's just say, and it's going to cost you a point, which is $4,000 to refinance, and it drops your payment $150. That's about $1,800 a year that you'll save, which means as long as you're there for about 3 years, you're going to pay the $4,000 back. You're going to get the $4,000 back, and that's when you really start making the money. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but the big deal is going from FHA to conventional. Don't forget that even if you don't own 20% at this point in time, once you're in a conventional loan, you do not need a refi to get rid of the mortgage payment. And now you're in a lower interest rate. You just need to talk with your real estate agent over the next year or so and make sure that you can get it down and get the mortgage insurance gone when it's time. Okay, next thing. So that's situation number one. Any questions about refi, just send me a message. We'll get you connected. I'm going to save the best one for last, okay? Because the best one is about buying a home as a young person and not paying somebody else's mortgage, because we're always paying somebody's mortgage. So I want to just barely touch on how to win as a strategy for buying yourself and having other people pay your mortgage and still earn money. So let's talk about situation number 2, and then we'll get to number 3, which is my favorite for the week. Situation number 2. Someone called us and Grandpa's going to sell their home. They're going to sell Grandpa's home, and the money from that is going to help them buy a new home, okay? So what they were planning on doing is quit claiming themselves onto Grandpa's home, selling Grandpa's home, and then taking some of those proceeds and putting it into a new home. Now, here are a couple of issues. Good plan. Money's always a good plan. Getting money's a good plan. The way we go about it, though, and the strategies on the wisest ways to do it without losing any more than we need to is kind of the key. So instead of if this gal quit claims herself onto this loan, the issue is the state says, I now have a new owner. I had a transaction happen, and I want 1.78%, says the state, or of your sale right there. So she gets quit claimed on, she loses almost 2% right off the bat because the state takes it as excise tax. And then guess what happens 2 months later when we sell the home? They lose another 1.78% that they legitimately owe, right? Because that's just the way our taxes are set up. Good or bad, it just is what it is. So I said, hey, why are we quit claiming you on? Just so that you have the authority to sell this home? Why don't we just get a limited power of attorney so that you can sell Grandpa's home, but let's not quit claim you onto it, because right away, this is a $450,000 home. We just almost saved you $9,000 that you don't have to pay because we're not going to quit claim you on. So that's key number one. Strategize with people about how to get from point A to point B, because she's going to do this, but the way she does it is what matters. So the other thing is Grandpa sells the home. Now he's the only one on it. She's not on it. And the issue is, if he gives that money to her, there's only X amount that you can gift someone per year without having a penalty. I don't remember if it's $12,000, $15,000, whatever it is, but he's got a bigger chunk of change to give her for her new home. So if he gives her, let's say, $50,000, what happens is that first $15,000-ish, I'm not an accountant, I don't know the numbers, I'm just giving you an idea. That first $15,000-ish is not going to count against her. The rest of it that's going to go towards her as a gift, she now has to pay taxes on it. So it can actually put her up into another tax bracket, and it counts against her. So, strategy number 2 with this situation. Don't have Grandpa give you all that money. Have Grandpa be a co-signer on your new home, and now the portion he's putting into it, the $50,000 or whatever, is part of him buying a home, right? No taxes on that. That's just his own money that he's putting in, and he's not gifting it to her personally. He's putting it into a home that he's investing in. So there's lots of ways that's going to save them. I mean, I don't know, just that conversation alone. I'm going to turn around because I can't even see in the sun. Sorry, guys. Whoa, where am I? Okay. There we go. So that right there, between the excise tax and putting Grandpa on as a co-signer rather than giving her the funds, is going to save them probably close to $15,000, and that's before we've done anything else. So there's always great strategies out there, and I love to mastermind with people about this. All right, so let me tell you my last one for the day, and this is my favorite because I have 4 teenage boys. So when I'm looking at young people and I'm looking at the expensiveness of living in today's world, something happened there. Okay, something happened, I don't know. So here's what I'm looking at. Hi, Mike, Renelle. Hey, you guys. So here's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at young people or anyone who doesn't own a home. We are always paying somebody's mortgage, okay? So my son's going to be, in another year, he'll be about 20. And I'm saying, look, from 20 to 25, let's just pick a 5-year increment. Doesn't matter if 30 to 35, doesn't matter if you don't own a home. Buy a home. Do FHA, save 3.5%. If you really stink at saving, that's okay. There's USDA, there's Washington Bond. You can put nothing down, literally nothing down, and go above the 350 mark right now. Get mom or dad to co-sign with you if you've shown that you're responsible and they know you'll take care of it. Okay, there's some ways to make that happen, but buy a home. And if you can, maybe buy a let's just use some easy numbers. Let's buy a $400,000 home. So stop competing with the 350s because you're going to lose. But go to 400 and go ahead and buy one with 4 bedrooms. You know why? Now you can have 3 roommates instead of just 2. So now you are a young person who owns a home. And instead of going to an apartment or having rent, you now own this home. And you have 3 roommates, and your mortgage payment, not your rent payment, is now $3,000, which is a lot of money. That's probably more, but then it's going to be, but let's just use $3,000. So here's what happens. You now bought a $400,000 investment. for nothing down, because closing costs were included, because you did Washington bond, all these different things, right? And you have three roommates who are all paying $1,000 a month. They're paying $1,000 not just for their room, but their utilities, everything. So make it a good deal for them. Don't mess around with utilities and all of this. Make sure it's taken care of. They're now paying fully your mortgage. You're paying utilities and all this kind of stuff. But that's it. They're paying your mortgage. So every single month, you're basically living for free. Well, you're not basically, you are living for free. You're living for free. And if you look historically over like 30 years, more the interest rates on homes do not typically go up 10% every year like people sometimes think they do, and they also don't drop 10% or more like they did in 2010 range. If you look historically, you got about a 3 to 5% range that goes up. So you're living there for these 5 years. Your mortgage is being paid by your friends who haven't listened to this little live video, okay? So they are paying your mortgage instead of you paying somebody else's. So you've got them paying your mortgage. You're just sitting there paying utilities. Your home, because you sat on your booty and lived in a home that belonged to you, went up about 4% every year. Now, we're not going to say 4 plus another 4 plus another 4. We're just going to take that 400,000. That's about 16,000 a year. So in 5 years, by doing nothing but having your friends pay your mortgage, if we were to sell your home or look at the equity in your home, the equity in your home went up $80,000 just from doing nothing. All right, so that's the very first benefit. Easy benefit. I'm going to give you two more benefits that are important to think about. I'm sure there's a million more, but the easy one. So you got $80,000. Now during these 5 years, as a young person, you started to earn some money and you're starting to having to pay taxes, or you're not getting as much back, or whatever it is. And the nice thing is that $3,000 that those people are paying every month to live in your home, at least 2,000 of it, early on even more than that, is interest. It's not even going towards your home. And the only one who gets to write off interest is not the three friends who are living with you, just you. So every year, if we say 2,000, that's $24,000. So let's just say that you make 40, let's say you make 40,000 a year. Let's make it easier numbers. Let's make it 50,000 a year. And 2,000 a month goes to interest. So you made 50,000 a year. But you know how much the government's going to charge you? How much they're going to count against you? They're going to take away the interest, because you're going to itemize and you're going to take away the interest. So instead of paying against 50,000, you're now only paying against about 26,000 a year. So your tax bracket, the amount of taxes you owe, is going to be lower. Again, because somebody else actually made those payments, but you're reaping the rewards for it. So those are the two main easy peasy ways to look at, I just made a lot of money by buying a home with nothing down rather than renting an apartment while I'm young. Okay, so those are two things. The last one that I want to talk about, and that's specifically because of the time period that we're in, I want to bring this up. When people have been in shutdown, we've had so many people. Now, I always have an office at home because I work a lot from home. But right now, when people are working from home, anyone who has an Etsy shop, anyone who, even if you're employed by, you're an employee, if there's something that you do from home that you could create an LLC out of, guess what? You can now write off a portion of your home, your office space, your utilities. Maybe if you make something, maybe your home rents out a space in your shop to yourself. Again, I'm not an accountant, okay? But there are lots and lots of advantages that you can use by having a home business, and it can be a very small home business. If you have any kind of Etsy shop, if you're doing any of your work from home, you need to find a way to capitalize on that, and you cannot capitalize on that if you're renting. So owning a home has so many benefits, and those are just three of the ones that I talked with some young people about this week. Hope that is helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, I know I threw lots of numbers today, so Me, if I was watching it, I would shoot myself a message and say, could you send me some visuals on that or type something out because blah. Okay. Hey, Freddie. Hi, you guys. Hi, Nan. Hi, Tran. So, okay. Hope you guys are enjoying this lovely week. And if you have any specific topics you want me to hit in the next few weeks at Live at 5, just shoot me a message and I will address them. All right. Bye.